You've probably heard it before. Stronger than the strongest lifter and faster than the fastest runner. But here's the real question. How strong do you actually need to be to pass Special Forces assessment and selection? In this video, I'm going to be breaking down the truth about the strength you really need for SFAS, and it's probably not what you think. For those new to the channel, I'm John Hamilton. I'm a former Green Beret and Night Stalker with 10 years of special operations experience. And after leaving the military, I started Infinite Grit, where we built a team of 2 other Green Berets and a strength coach who has been with the 75th Ranger Regiment for the last 13 years. Our goal is to combine real-world experience with science-backed strength and conditioning. And before we dive into how strong you need to be for SFAS, let's look at the actual demands of it. SFAS is broken down into 3 phases: Gait Week, Land Navigation, and Team Week. During Gait Week, you'll be expected to pass an initial PT test consisting of T push-ups, pull-ups, plank, and a 2-mile run. Throughout the week, you'll do a series of long rucks, short rucks, long runs, and short runs. From there, you'll do what they call a combat fitness assessment, which requires you to go through a series of different physical demands. One of them is lifting a heavy dummy, moving with ammo cans, and other things like that. This week culminates with the famous Nasty Nick obstacle course, which requires you to climb ropes, demonstrate balance, and overcome a series of obstacles. Next is land navigation, and during this time you are walking through the woods with anywhere from 60 to 80 pounds of total gear and up to 10 hours per day and several days at a time. Once you crush land nav, which I know you will, you get to go to Team Week, which is 4 days of grueling events that require you to carry logs and other contraptions as a team in addition to your personal equipment. After all this, you conduct an unknown distance ruck known as the Trek as the culminating event. Now, I might have missed it, but I don't recall seeing a max deadlift, squat, or bench press as a tested event in SFAS. And I know we all want those benchmarks that make us feel like we're ready to go and accept the challenge. But to be honest, I know guys who couldn't even squat their body weight who are still serving in Special Forces, and they absolutely crush the physical demands of it. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't squat, bench, or deadlift. In fact, unless someone's dealing with injuries or mobility issues, we have all of our athletes perform these movements. The key difference is we use these lifts to build systemic strength. They're not the main event. The gym is a tool we can use to enhance our performance outside of it. So while these exercises definitely support that, don't get caught up in chasing specific numbers just because someone on the internet says that you're going to fail SFAS if you don't. Strength is important, but it's just one piece of the puzzle when it comes to SFAS. You can be the strongest guy in the gym, but if you don't have the endurance and mental toughness, it's not going to carry you through the long rucks, land navigation, and team events. Now, I encourage you to keep in mind and focus more on your performance in those tested events in SFAS and on using movements like heavy compound lifts to help build that systemic strength to support them, not as an indicator of your potential success. However, obviously, you still need a foundation of strength to succeed in SFAS. So how do we test it? Well, instead of just chasing PRs in the gym, think about functional benchmarks. Can you do 58 T push-ups? Can you do 12 pull-ups? Can you maintain a 12:30 ruck pace with 45 pounds dry? Can you carry a sandbag or dummy that weighs close to 200 pounds for distance? Can you climb a rope several times without your grip giving out? Can you lunge up from one knee with 80 to 100 pounds on your back, simulating an apparatus in Team Week? These are much better questions to ask than what your main lifts should be. Your focus should be on building the ability to move your body and gear over those long distances while still being able to think clearly, work as a team, and push through fatigue. That's the kind of strength that matters in Special Forces assessment selection, not what your big 3 lifts are. Now, within our coaching program, we focus on building strength with these and across all essential movement patterns such as the squat, hinge, vertical and horizontal press, and pull, single leg, and dynamic movements. But the ultimate goal is to use the exercises in the gym as a tool to increase our performance in the things that are most applicable to the requirements of the training, not just stacking numbers. Down in the comments, let me know where you're currently at with your push-ups, pull-ups, and 6-mile ruck. And for those that want to see what our program is all about, the link to that is in the description. Appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you in the next video.